Welcome to the Kent Lapp Podcast.
So the main thing that separates copywriting from creative writing is copywriting is written with the intention of getting the person to do something, right? Whereas creative writing is more so sparking a thought, right? Or trying to tell a story with some underlying theme. But copywriting is writing meant to sell something. My punchline with Honey Copy is pretty words that sell something, right? That's what I do for brands. Is I come up with really compelling language that ultimately is there to get that person to hit subscribe or to download the ebook or to buy ABC product, right? Whereas creative writing or poetry, that's more of, that to me feels more like a dance in a lot of ways. It's something entirely different. But I wear two completely different hats. Where by day I am full on advertising. I'm working with brands on selling their products with really fascinating language, whether it's coming up with a slogan or coming up with like a really cool 7-part sales email sequence or new website copy, whatever that looks like, billboards. But then kind of at night, I change hats and now I'm moonlighting as a poet. And that's what 1 Minute Please is. That's what my next book, After Her, will be. So I'm really trying to live sort of two different lives in a lot of ways because I am so passionate about both, the creative writing, poetry, and then this whole other realm, which is advertising and copywriting.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Okay, so you're doing both. So you're not necessarily saying, hey, copywriters are bad. They should be now moving into creative writing and still like figuring out a way to sell out of creative writing. It's like they're just different styles of writing. You happen to do both. Some people only do one or the other, but that you happen to do both and you do both really well, and you're not looking to not be, you're not looking to change the genre or what works with copywriting into creative writing. They're different.
Right.
Different expected outcomes, different type of writing.
Right.
You just happen to do both.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Different outcomes. The poetry definitely informs the copywriting.
Okay.
I think a lot of what you've read is probably my newsletter sticky notes and maybe some landing pages I've written. But, something I always say, there's all these copywriting books out there by these copywriting geniuses and advertising, masterminds. If you were to put Ernest Hemingway and say, hey, I need you to figure out a way to sell these shoes, he's going to write a really badass advertisement, right? It's just he was such a good writer that he wasn't dabbling in that space. He was writing novels. And so at the core of copywriting, if you can become a really strong writer, a really strong creative writer, it is going to inform a lot of that copywriting.
I see.
It's just it can't be a roses are red, violets are blue, and then it turns into this meandering poem that ends up being nothing. It's like it has to get the person to buy the thing.